Welcome to the Modern Hotelier, Hospitality's most engaged podcast. I'm David Malilly.
I'm Steve Karen.
Steve, who do we have back on the program?
Yeah, David. Jeremy Wells is back with us, author, owner of Longitude, and also owner of the Ozarker Lodge in Branson, Missouri. Yes. So welcome back, Jeremy.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me again.
You bet. So last time we talked, you just opened up the Ozarker Lodge. What's been going on since then?
Well, there's been quite a lot going on. We've since opening, it's just been about kind of ramping up that business and the brand and stabilizing that asset over the last couple of years. So it's been really well received by the community, by guests. We've had a lot of successes, a lot of lessons learned as well. So it's all been good though, and so that's been going really well. And since then, obviously the book, my second book that we published came out, Indie Hotels, and then we also are now co-owners of another hotel property in Parker, Colorado. So which we acquired in December of 2023. Shortly after we opened the Ozarker Lodge.
So since we saw you back in 2023, you've launched a book, and tell us more about that and what that's been like.
Yeah, it's been great. The Indie Hotel book has really been kind of equal parts like love note to the hospitality industry and just my love for that, what this industry is all about. And then also kind of a memoir rather, of my journey through becoming a hotelier for my first hotel through the Ozarker Lodge. And so just kind of like what we found is like what's important to the indie spirit, how do we cultivate that? But it's got a lot of great feedback. It's been cool to hear stories of people that have read through it and just really enjoyed it. And so I might write another one, I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. I'm kind of, thinking through that, but yeah, it's been great to just hear, stories of that book and how people have received it well.
And that was your second book, right? Your first one was The Future of Hospitality,
Future
correct?
Hospitality, yep. Yeah, that one we published in 2020, right around COVID, which was great timing. But yeah, it was that was really cool. And that one's the book that's been used at like Cornell University and some other graduate programs. And so it's really neat to hopefully be inspiring, the next generation of hospitality professionals and hoteliers. And so I just love the community and what it's all about.
You bet. I got both of them on my coffee table at home. So I'm really interested to learn a little bit more about this Parker, Colorado property, my neck of the woods. How did you decide on Parker, Colorado?
Yeah. Well, actually, I didn't decide on Parker, Colorado.
Okay.
It was, so what's funny is, our partners on the Ozarker Lodge, Stephen Chan, Eric Warner with Eagle Point Hotels, they found this property actually, and it's a really unique property in basically the heart of Parker, Colorado. And so they invited us into that deal with them to help on the repositioning of the asset, kind of the brand, building that out. And so we were just honored to be a part of it and that they invited us into that. So yeah, we took this property. It was built in 2019, so it's relatively new build. Had gone in through a series of events with the previous owner and developer, went to receivership, and so we purchased it in December of 2023. It was previously called Ascent on Main, and so we rebranded it to the Parker Hotel, and it has several really great food and beverage outlets on it, some third-party operators that do a great job, and lots of just cool happenings around that area, and it's a great location, and it's the only independent and boutique hotel in the market.
Wow!
So that's been about, again, similar to the Ozarker and all hotels we want to be involved in, is really plugging into the community, kind of figuring out who those community players are, and we want to be supporting them and finding out ways that we can partner with them and kind of elevate the community as a whole. So. It's been interesting and fun to do. I'm not from Parker. I wasn't super familiar with Parker before we got into that deal, but learning about it, working with the team there locally, and obviously Stephen and Eric and the great work they do. It's just been really cool to see how all that collaboration has paid off.
So the Ozarker has roadside nostalgia. Like when I went on road trips when I was younger. What's the feel for the Parker Hotel?
Yeah, so the Parker is a lot different than the Ozarker. Being built in 2019, it's new construction. It's about 3 stories tall, 51 rooms. It's more of a boutique kind of approachable luxury type product, whereas the Ozarker, like you mentioned, is kind of this roadside revival, very just like rooted in the Ozarks community and all of that. So very different type of product, different type of clientele, and so it's but us being branding guys, me and Dustin through Longitude, that's what we do all day long, is trying to pinpoint who is that audience, who's our target, what do they care about, how do we reach them best. So it's always a fun challenge to kind of think through that, even if it's not something that's right up our alley or that we're familiar with. We kind of have that process and how we approach that with each project. So it's been cool to do that for the Parker Hotel as well.
So let everyone know how they can get in touch with you, how they can purchase your books, and how they can find out more about your properties.
Yeah. So you can get in touch with me. Probably the easiest way is through longitudebranding.com. On LinkedIn as well. I love to connect with people on there. And then you can find out more about our properties, theozarkerlodge.com and theparkerhotel.com. And you can kind of find out if you're in the area. We'd love to have you and host you, and it'd be a great time. So,
that'd be great.
Yeah.
Today we have on Stephen Chan from Eagle Point Hotel Partners. Thanks for sitting down with us, Stephen. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. Stephen, can you tell us a little bit more about Eagle Point Hotel Partners?
Sure. Eagle Point Hotel Partners is a hotel investment platform focused on boutique and independent hotels. We've got about a dozen properties across the country. We've deployed over $700 million of capital in hospitality. We've done ground-up development. We've done value-add repositionings. We've been known for doing a lot of conversions of older properties and reinvented them into new exciting hotels.
And tell us, what's new? What new projects do you have? What do you have upcoming, or what have you just done recently?
Yeah, so we've converted in Branson the Fall Creek Inn to the Ozarker Lodge, and we've won 2 design awards for that, and it's going gangbusters. We also purchased a property in Parker, Colorado, just outside of Denver, and that was from the bank. And it was developed just before COVID, and unfortunately, it just went into foreclosure. And prior to us getting involved, and we purchased it for $8 million for a $24 million asset.
Wow.
Yeah. So
it's
just the workout. We are focused on independent boutique hotels and soft brands. We've also been heavily involved in Arbus Hospitality, which is a management company entity that's kind of in stealth mode, but now coming out of it. You'll hear more about it in the next few quarters. So we're really excited about that. And then we are very happy to hear ILC continues to grow, and with the platform there. So we're focused on more independence.
Yeah, keep them busy.
Yeah,
for sure. So you've been an ILCer for pretty much since day one. What sets ILC apart from other events?
That's a great question. ILC, I would say, it's like when we first thought about it way back when, it's like we thought that was where the puck was going to, in terms of this is over a dozen years ago, and we felt like independence where people wanted experiential, people wanted to understand how things work. And the challenge of it has been, on one side, that's where the consumer loves going, and designers, but now the institutional side, which is really kind of backs all these projects, right? Whether it's financing or equity, they're always like, well, we want to know the Marriott and the Hilton formula, because that's what they know and understand. But we know now even more so that the market really loves independent hotels, and they seek it out. And especially after COVID, where it's about experiential, right? And so we created ILC so that people can come together to really kind of understand and collaborate and share ideas and to be inspired. And so ILC isn't just mentioned about a deal conference, nor is it just a design conference, nor is it just purchasing. It's kind of everything and above. And so we want to have people be inspired, learn, and make connections and friendships. And so I think we've been able to do that.
Absolutely.
Great. So Stephen, tell people how they can get in touch with you, learn more about Eagle Point. Sure.
So Eagle Point, we have a website, eaglepointhotels.com. You can reach me at schan@eaglepointhotels.com. And yeah, we'd love to hear. We're also on LinkedIn and Twitter.
That's great. Well, that does it for another episode of The Modern Hotelier, hospitality's most engaged podcast, coming to you from Chicago. Chicago ILC Confab. Thank you.
You made it to the end of The Modern Hotelier. Thanks for watching or listening. The Modern Hotelier is produced by Modern Hotelier Media. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're listening on YouTube, or subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. If you know a good guest, sponsor, or have media needs, feel free to reach out to us at hello@themodernhotelier.com. Thanks and have a great day.